What happens when a state runs out of money? Roads crumble, schools close, and hospitals vanish. This isn't some future warning, it's already happening in parts of America. Some states are barely hanging on, and if the economy crashes again, these could be the first to fall. Is your state on the list? Let's count down the 10 U.S. states most likely to collapse in the next crisis. Number 10, Mississippi. When people think of Mississippi, they often picture small towns, open land, and southern charm. But behind that image is a serious economic struggle. Mississippi is the poorest state in the country. Almost 1 out of every 5 people lives in poverty. Even worse, less than 54% of working-age adults are part of the workforce. The lowest rate in the entire U.S. jobs are hard to find. Growth is nearly frozen. And while other states attract global investors, Mississippi barely registers. Foreign business makes up just 0.003% of its economy. In many areas, it feels like time has stopped. Buildings are falling apart, schools don't have enough funding, and hospitals are shutting their doors. Families keep going, but it's getting harder each year. If the U.S. faces a new recession, Mississippi might not have the strength to hold on. Number 9, Louisiana. Louisiana is known for its music, food, and culture, but look closer, and you'll see signs of deep financial trouble. More than 18% of people here live below the poverty line. And the economy leans heavily on oil and gas, industries that rise and fall depending on global events. When oil prices drop or storms roll in, Louisiana suffers quickly. Add to that a weak education system, aging roads, and one of the country's worst health rankings, and it's clear this state is at risk. Budget shortfalls are common, emergency funds are thin, and with hurricanes hitting more often, any big disaster during a national downturn could send Louisiana into a tailspin. This is more than bad luck, it's a warning. If you're enjoying this and want to support the channel, hit that super thanks button. It helps more than you know. Alright, let's move on to the next country. Number 8, Michigan. Michigan helped build America's car industry. But today the state is struggling. While cities like Detroit are trying to bounce back, financial stress is everywhere. In 2024, Michigan had the highest rate of people behind on bills, facing bankruptcies, and overdue debt. Outside the cities, the story isn't much better. Many towns have empty shops, poor roads, and failing schools. Yes, some new industries have arrived, but manufacturing still powers a large part of the economy. That's risky. If factories slow down or supply chains break, thousands of people could lose jobs overnight. And here's the tough truth. After years of economic ups and downs, many Michiganders are simply worn out. The next big crisis might be more than this state can take. Number 7, Texas. Texas is big economy, big cities, big promises. But hidden behind the success stories in Austin and Dallas are serious problems. In 2024, Texas had one of the highest levels of financial stress among its people. About 36% of residents face debt issues, credit problems, or bankruptcies. The state's fast growth has made living costs shoot up. Housing is expensive, wages aren't rising fast enough, and in rural areas, people are being left behind. Texas also relies heavily on oil and gas. That industry is unstable. When prices drop, jobs vanish. Meanwhile, the healthcare system ranks near the bottom, and social support programs are weak. Yes, tech companies are moving in, but the benefits don't reach everyone. When a downturn comes, Texas may look strong on the outside, but it could crack fast from the inside. Number 6, Illinois. Illinois might look powerful from the outside. It has a famous city, Chicago, top universities, and a rich history. But financially, the state is in deep trouble. Illinois has the worst-funded pension system in the country. The state owes over $140 billion in retirement promises it can't afford. There's barely any savings in the budget, which means even a small economic slowdown could lead to big cuts in services. Property taxes are some of the highest in the U.S., yet basic services like public transport and education are still struggling. Many people are fed up. Illinois has been losing residents every year for the past decade. Families and workers are packing up and leaving. If the economy crashes, Illinois won't just feel it, it could fall apart quickly. Liking the breakdown so far? You can show some love by tapping the super thanks button. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference. Now let's check out the next country. Number 5, Hawaii. Tourists see Hawaii as paradise. But for people who live there, it's a different story. The cost of living is sky high. Groceries, rent, and gas are much more expensive because nearly everything must be shipped in. Locals are getting priced out of their own towns. In 2024, Hawaii's economy ranked poorly, mostly because it depends heavily on tourism. more than 20% of the economy. So, when travel slows down like during COVID or after the Maui fires, the whole state suffers. There's also not much room to grow. Hawaii has limited industries and very little space for big development. On top of that, its budget is tight and can't handle big shocks. People are leaving the islands in growing numbers. They just can't afford to stay. And without strong backup industries, Hawaii's future depends on tourists continuing to come. If that stops, the system could break. Number 4, Nevada. Nevada is home to Las Vegas, the city of lights, casinos, and entertainment. But behind the flashing signs is a fragile economy. Over 25% of Nevada's jobs are tied to tourism and entertainment. That's fine when times are good, but when people stop spending money on travel, Nevada's economy crashes hard. This already happened during the Great Recession. Nevada had the highest foreclosure rate in the country, entire neighborhoods went dark, and the state hasn't built up much protection since then. It has one of the lowest budgets per person and depends on sales taxes and tourism dollars. If a recession hits again, there won't be enough money for healthcare, education, or emergency services. Rural areas are already struggling, with poor internet, doctor shortages, and aging schools. Nevada is playing a risky game. If tourism drops, there's no safety net. If you're enjoying this and want to support the channel, hit that super thanks button. It helps more than you know. Alright, let's move on to the next country. Number 3, Kentucky. Kentucky has rolling hills and deep roots in coal and manufacturing. But these industries have shrunk, leaving behind empty towns and struggling families. Nearly 20% of Kentuckians live in poverty, and in rural areas it's even worse. Many hospitals have closed, schools are short on funds, and the opioid crisis has hit hard, leaving entire communities in pain. The state depends heavily on federal aid for things like food, healthcare, and education. If national funding is cut or a recession tightens budgets, people in Kentucky would feel it fast. There's little investment in new industries like tech. The economy is slow, and the gap between city life and rural life is huge. If hard times return, Kentucky may not be able to keep up. Number 2, Alabama. Alabama is full of tradition and tight-knit towns, but underneath the problems are growing. The state ranks near the bottom in the U.S. for healthcare, schools, infrastructure, and job opportunities. Many people, especially in rural areas, live without access to reliable internet, clean water, or nearby hospitals. Poverty is high, and many families live paycheck to paycheck. When inflation rises or jobs disappear, they're hit hard. Alabama also relies heavily on low-wage jobs, like factory work, retail, and poultry processing. These jobs are often the first to be cut when companies downsize. Education is another major issue. With poor school performance and few opportunities for advanced training, it's hard to prepare the next generation for good jobs, and with so much dependence on federal money, Alabama's system could fall apart if Washington cuts back. Number 1, West Virginia. West Virginia is rich in beauty and history, but it's one of the weakest states financially. It has lost more people than almost any other state in the last 10 years. Young people are leaving because there aren't enough jobs or opportunities. Fewer than 55% of adults are working or even looking for work. That's the lowest workforce participation rate in the U.S. The coal industry used to be the backbone here. Now it's mostly gone. And nothing strong has taken its place. Many once thriving towns are now nearly empty. Healthcare is a major concern. West Virginia has the highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the country. Hospitals are closing and care is hard to find in rural areas. Education is also near the bottom and few students stay after graduation. Worse yet, almost 1/3 of the state budget comes from federal aid. If that money is reduced, there may not be enough left to keep basic services running. If you're enjoying this and want to support the channel, hit that super thanks button. It helps more than you know. These 10 states show clear warning signs: rising poverty, weak economies, and crumbling systems. If a crash hits, they could be the first to fall. If this opened your eyes, like the video, subscribe, and share it. And if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks, it really helps. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed.